Hi.
Hi, Tabitha. How are you?
Great. So welcome to the Leaders United Live. This is our first session. I'm Tabitha Angel. I'm the Senior Director of the Our Promise California State Employees Giving Out Work program. And today I'm so excited to kick off our first session with our former LU, as we call them for short, Leaders United, Kathy Darling. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. It has been such a pleasure having you work on our program. You worked at our program for 2 separate years.
Actually, 3.
Was it 3? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. So can't believe it. But, we would love to hear more about your experience. What did you learn from being a Leaders United?
I don't even know where to begin. It wasn't something I really anticipated doing, but I was in the process of retiring, and my agency contacted me and asked me if I would consider this opportunity. And I had just lost my husband, and I was kind of lost, and I thought, I'm not sure I could do this. But then when I thought about it, I thought, it's really going to help me get back on my feet. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. And I had a 5-week period before the position actually started. So it gave me time to adjust and get ready. And I really can hardly explain what it did for me. Just meeting everybody and all the support, and, meeting all the different nonprofits and what their missions were. It was an amazing experience. So amazing that I couldn't stop coming back. So I did it 3 times.
Which we loved, and we just loved your knowledge. What was your favorite thing about, being a Leaders United executive?
Well, you can't just say one thing. There's just way too many. But, I didn't really know too much about nonprofits in general until my husband got sick, and the Yellow Hospice was the nonprofit that helped me so tremendously. And it was because of them that I was able to bring my husband home from the hospital, and he was able to be surrounded by his family and friends before he passed away. And that is something that I will never forget. And so that's kind of how it started for me. But coming to work as a Leader United, I learned about all kinds of nonprofits and how many different missions there are out there, and all the amazing work that they do for their communities. And it's pretty phenomenal. And the work that they provide, the support that they provide, is not something that's really covered by any other entity, any government entity, any private, for-profit company. It truly is a nonprofit with a mission to help the people that are served by their mission.
Well, you stole my next question right out of my mouth, and that was what did you learn about the nonprofit community? And you said it, that they provide a service that nobody else can. For those of us joining us that maybe don't know much about the Leaders United program, it is where we recruit other state employees to come help us during the campaign season and manage all of the multiple state departments that are out there during campaign. So we're only a 3-person staff, and so we really recruit heavily from other state employees to come help us run the campaign. And Kathy was one of them from Health and Human Services Agency, and has a record-long career there within state service, and was really helpful and resourceful. And she also had her own personal experience, which she talked about with YOLO Hospice. And that was an amazing story to hear, and how they really helped you, and they provided a service that nobody else can. And I think that's one of the most important things about our campaign is how nonprofits give back to our communities. That's a really important piece. Why would you encourage others to join this program? You came back to us for 3 years. What was your reasoning for coming back, and why would you encourage others?
Well, I think I got so much more out of it than I ever really realized. It became such an experience to, first of all, be able to do something that supports others. But there are so many different nonprofits that do so many different things. And just working on the campaign, like, for example, the Capital Kickoff, where you had, I think, what was it, like 160 different nonprofits that showed up and had a booth that showed exactly what services they provided. And then all the state employees that came to find out about that. And that alone was amazing. Volunteering to be part of the Our Promise campaign, it helped me understand how important it is, how many different nonprofits there are, but the way your program is structured, it gave the leaders an opportunity, the Make a Difference Monday, where you would come and really show up at different nonprofits on different Mondays, and you would volunteer side by side with your coworkers, and you would learn about that nonprofit and you would help them complete their mission. So that was amazing, along with the leadership program, where you had different guest speakers that came in and talked to the group about, how to be a good leader and all the different aspects of that. So all the way around, it is the most amazing thing that you could possibly do.
And then, Kathy, I want to talk a little bit about retirees, because, there's such a huge portion of state employees who are able to retire, that are retiring. We see the amount of retirees going up every single year. And I wanted to talk a little bit with your personal experience, and maybe you can kind of point on this, but are you able to give through your favorite nonprofit, through your Calpers retirement, since you are officially retired?
Yes, I do 100%. Before I retired, I was contributing via payroll deduction every month. And it was seamless. It was payroll deduction. You didn't have anything to think about, but you knew that you were supporting your nonprofit every month. And then after I retired, I just re-registered as a retiree. So my payroll deduction comes out of my retirement check every month. And again, it's seamless. There's nothing to think about, but I know that I'm supporting that nonprofit that did everything for me. And it's a great feeling.
And we're so grateful, not only to you for all of your resources, your knowledge, and being with us those 3 years, but also for you being a donor. I can't thank you enough, and just being able to spread the word about the Our Promise campaign. So for those of you out there who are state employees who are maybe getting ready to retire this year, we get lots of questions and lots of calls at the end of the year and the beginning of the year. Hey, I retired and my church or my favorite nonprofit is no longer getting my contribution. Well, you still can contribute through your Calpers retirement. So it's still an option and a deduction that you're able to give back to any nonprofit of your choice. The minimum is just $5, and you can give to anybody you want. You can give to as many as 1, or you can give to as many as 10 or 20. There really is no maximum amount, but most people don't know that that is an option as a retiree. They think, oh, I'm done with state service, I gave through my payroll deduction. They don't know that they can do it through the retirement. So I know that you had that option, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So thank you for mentioning that.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some of the things you didn't expect coming into the Leaders United program, or maybe that, surprised you?
Gosh, let me think about that. I just think how well-rounded the program was and how comprehensive it was. One of my favorite parts of it was being able to go and meet with all the different state departments that were under my,
Agency.
Purpose there was to help the Health and Human Services departments. And it was fantastic. There was close to 20 different departments that I met with, maybe even a little more, from the tiniest to the largest state agencies, and just meeting all the different departmental leadership that was involved in the campaign. It was great. We were partners. We worked together to make a successful campaign. And I loved seeing the creative ideas they would have for involving the employees. And it was great.
Yeah, that is one of the things I think is most unexpected for when the Leaders United come and work for us. They, the Leaders United program is that you essentially are leaving your day-to-day 9-to-5 job with the state, and you're keeping it on hold, but then you're coming and working the campaign with us. And most people have the perception that they're coming in and they're just working on their department's campaign. So that's just for them. And then they realize they have multiple other accounts, that there's all of these other state departments. And I think that's kind of one of the most exciting things to work on, is that you get to see how all of the other departments work. We've had a lot of employees who be like, I might be interested in maybe transferring over there or working at that department, because you get to really see the internal workings of a department. Every department runs so differently. And I think that's also one of the great pros and benefits, is having the networking of working with all of these state departments. There are so many state departments and agencies and boards and commissions. People, I don't think, realize how large our state public sector is. And, we have, almost 300,000 state employees, and what they do and how they operate, and, the function they have to make California keep going, I think is really fascinating. And sometimes you're just working in your own bubble, your own department. So to come in and see how all of the other departments are running is one of the best parts of our program.
Yes, and it gives you an opportunity to make connections with other employees who are in leadership roles as well, with the different departments that report to the same agency. So like you said, it can be very career expanding as well.
And we've heard a lot of that benefit from our other Lous as well. As Tabitha, we learned a lot of skills coming into the Leaders United program. Public speaking, which may not be everybody's favorite portion of it. Certainly that's my favorite portion of it, but not everybody else's. But learning those skills, as well as just account management and managing many different people and many different departments, and all of the things that go into that, from running special events and agency fairs where you're dealing with multiple nonprofits, but also multiple types of personalities. It really gives you a good experience to see management and see if that's something that you want to get into, and seeing maybe where your skill sets need improvement, or maybe where you really excel at. I think that's one of the great pros of our program.
I agree, totally.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kathy. We've been so grateful for all of your leadership, your support throughout the years. We truly are grateful for you. And thank you again for being a donor. If anyone's interested in learning more about this program, please feel free to drop a comment. You can email us. You can check out our website at ourpromiseca.org. Be sure to join us next Tuesday. We are interviewing another former Lou, Tom Runge. So we're really excited, and we hope to continue these every Tuesday and definitely get to know our former Lou's and what makes this program work. It is essentially one of the backbones of our campaign and helps us run this massive state campaign. Thanks, Kathy. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Tabitha. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye. That's it.